Okay. Welcome back to the Bleach Wikia podcast. We're back for chapter 655, The Miracle, or Zamurukuru, if you want to be super Japanese about it.
Miracle.
Miracle. I personally prefer Zawara though, but whatever. I'm Zil.
Temme.
Wow. Just uttered like the single most insulting word in Japanese. Temme.
Alright. Is it alright to be up to myself?
That's Sun, and she is about to just die because she's so ill and she hasn't had any sleep. So feel sorry for her.
No,
Like,
I don't want your pity.
comment, subscribe if you feel sorry for her.
No.
We'll continue to use her ailing condition for profit in the coming weeks.
For profit? What profit?
Bitches and cocaine.
Yay.
I just
Fantastic.
use it for plushies.
Yeah.
Yeah, more plushies than me. I want your plushies.
And that's the Cuban Eevee Fuel.
What?
Sal. Oh.
So yeah, we're here for a quick podcast because Sun is ailing, as we mentioned. So I guess
I
quick
have stuff to do tomorrow morning too, so it's
yeah,
like,
she
I
has
need
to go.
rest.
She has to go to charity, like an evil person.
I know. I didn't even sign up for it. I could try.
God, why can't you be selfish like the rest of us? God.
I know.
Huh.
I felt so sad today. I met up my friend who lost her baby, and literally every time I was walking past
You
people
really
in the
need
street,
to.
I was giving money away, and I was like, "Why am I doing this?"
Giving
I-
money away. You need to be more like, you should go and look yourself in the mirror every morning and say to yourself, I need to be more like Donald Trump.
What a kind-hearted bitch you are! My God. Anyway,
Uh,
For that.
yeah. Anyway,
They're
so
burning capitalist hell for it.
but it's Christmas, and I don't earn that much money, so I was like, "Why am I doing this?"
anyway, so I guess I'll start the round table real quick. So first off.
Sorry, selling real quick. Don't go together.
What?
I'm so sorry. You just said
What?
real quick. I thought, are you doing your 5 minutes first? Is that what you meant?
I'm just gonna get my thoughts out the way for
I know,
Salvo.
but you used the words real quick, and that's what made me laugh.
Yeah, well, it is gonna be real quick. First half, Byakuya, finally someone who decides to go hard like a motherfucker and get shit done.
And he actually raped the guy.
Oh my God, that was so cathartic. He's fucking annihilated Gerard. He's like, well, let's move on. We out.
Bankai to the face.
Oh my God, no, like, and that was so refreshing after seeing him act like an idiot against Pepe. Jesus Christ. No, that was awesome. That was especially everyone else, just everyone else, even everyone who was prepared to fight him, everyone else like, Jesus Christ, Byakuya. And
Yeah,
yes.
I love the bit where it was like, Shinji was all like, "Oh yeah, sorry, to your." Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, better keep him shut up." And then he was like, and then he looked, was like, "Better just do it a second time, just to be
do
sure."
it again, double tap,
Just to be sure.
double tap, like in Shaun of the Dead, you know. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that was
Double tap was Zombieland.
Zombieland. Zombie film, funny, you know, the usual. But yeah, so that was awesome. And then part two, Gerard. Oh boy. I last chapter I was expecting the miracle to be literally just like a super powered version of Moe's Fullbring, but MS has it as, oh, I turn physical damage into increase in size and power and durability, which is interesting, although that and like people compare it to Yami, I can see why. But at the same time, Gerard has done more in one chapter than Yami did in his entire existence. So, so far I'm liking him more.
Oh, know about that. There was a time that he came to the Karakura town and he freaking ripped
Killed about 100
Chad-
people.
he ripped Chad's arm off. And you know,
Well, yeah, but that was Chad. Chad always has that shit happen to him, you know. Whereas this time he took out like Byakuya and Rengi and Rukia.
Yeah, well, he's a fucking giant. Like,
Well, I know, but like it was still pretty impressive.
sadly,
And
the only daggone guy that could probably handle this situation, of course, is likely not a Shinigami anymore. So yeah, that kind of
but
sucks.
oh yeah, Okamura. Well, he was for his short duration as an immortal, he was probably one of the strongest people in the series. So
Well, he always was strong. He was just always getting, he was always just getting
get
like,
first he got Tosin, then Aizen, then blah blah all that stuff.
yeah, he
No
was
no
getting his
no
ass
fun.
handed to him, but he's durable enough to survive it without us. Every time he got defeated, we were like, oh, he's fine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, so I guess real quick before so I mentioned this on uh Kaido's blog. So I've read in a couple places from sources that I trust that are not Bleach Asylum, because fuck Asylum, they know nothing. That there was a translation error for Gerard's explanation of his power. Rather than, yes, I know Sal's gonna be like, ah, fucking, Zill's did a bad. He used it on our source, but bear with me.
Oh, right, I
Um,
thought we were talking about the panda thing. Okay, we're not. Right,
so
that's all right.
so the error was that it was him saying that, oh, my power is to convert damage into physical growth, where apparently in the raw it was more like my power just turned my damage into physical growth, which would imply that it could do things more than that. Just in this instance, it did that instead.
But you know
Which
what the
I wonder if someone
problem?
kicks him in the balls, does he like kind of go? Wah?
You
and
know
which
the essential problem with with that way of looking at it is that that's not an explanation. That's a very generalized statement that doesn't really preclude to exactly how he got to where he is with the thing. It's like, oh, I'm converting whatever, and then now I'm big. Like that doesn't explain anything.
Ding
He's
dong.
well,
not giving an explanation. He might as well have not said anything at all.
it was like my well, okay, let's
Stop
assume
asking
that
me for charity.
hey, okay.
Sorry.
Well, based on that, it seems that the miracle is a general conversion of some kind, and if I can say this without being interrupted, it would that would make for a much more varied fight than I'm gonna come giant and do whatever. Because the last two fights have been very varied in power usage from the opponent. Like Pernita was all over the place, so was Leo. And if Gerard's just like, I'm gonna come big and smash stuff, that's really boring, honestly. That's gonna be I can't see that lasting for 10 chapters, because it was gonna last for 10 chapters. We all know what's gonna happen because the last two have.
Well, wait a
And
minute.
what?
There's a distinct reason for why Pernita's was more varied. Pernita's power was
I
specifically
know
the
adapting and
compulsory. It's nerve manipulation. Outside of that, he's still the left hand of the Soul King, which has his own power, which is basically evolution governance. So he was using something that was inherent to him, plus the nerve manipulation powers and stuff like that.
so
Lie went totally off the reservation because
so I'm.
he totally left spatial behind and went somewhere else.
So I'm not talking about in stories. I'm talking about from a purely like writing standpoint. I'm pretty sure Kubo's gonna make this battle more varied than just, oh man, I'm big now. Even if it means like going out the realm or whatever, because like even if it's a Discord in story is probably gonna be more varied than I'm Yami. But what I mean is, I hope, even if like, I'm not now until C-Night comes out, we have no way of knowing if this is this different translation is correct or not, and we won't really, and even next week we might see that he can do other things and grow big, but I hope he does, because it's gonna be really fucking boring if this goes for 10 chapters and he's just like, I'm big, I grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's gonna be really stupid, and I don't want that thing to like the only streamer so far who hasn't pissed anyone off. So yeah.
You would like me when I'm angry.
And-
Anytime I see any of this, I just think of the Hulk.
So yeah, also poor Momo. She can't catch a break. Oh, this is probably going to be the fight where we see Urahara's Bankai, although not for a fair bit, I don't think. Maybe that'll be like the thing we leave the year on at the very end. The last page is him going saying Bankai something something something. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Now, future, you go.
Okay.
Oh,
All
you're
right.
alive.
First of all, automatic bonus points for not having Lie in it. Thank God.
Well, last week having Leo in it was good because we got to see him get his ass kicked multiple times because he cloned.
Well, anyways, this one just gets bonus points for not having him in it at all. Thank God. First of all, that Byakuya's a little bit badass. Like, I think that's the first smart thing he's done this whole entire arc. Like, he spent this entire arc either getting his ass kicked or using his Bankai when he really shouldn't. He finally just goes, oh, to hell with this.
Well, there's that
Well,
one
he
time
beat three
they
people.
trapped Mask in the ground because he's like, I don't want to fucking deal with him. There's
Yeah,
that.
but right at yeah, but then like
After that, he was like, I'm gonna give up my Bankai. Whee!
But he
It's like,
beat 3 Starvader off screen. Or was it 4?
3.
3.
With just his Zanpakuto, his sealed Zanpakuto. Cray.
You awesome.
well, anywho, it was a Shinigami doing something smart. That's something that's kind of become sparse in recent chapters. But let's see what else. Yeah, I also think there's got to be something else to what Gerard's doing. If it's just, oh, I can take a hit. Oh, I'm big now. Then, yeah, no. Also, I would just like to point out that that thing that Stream did, the thing that they put in the translation.
Pandas are really silly looking creatures.
Yes, that was freaking brilliant.
I
I
was
might not
superbly
agree.
confused when I saw that. I was like, is Gerard thinking this, and why?
I did very much wonder what pandas had got to do with Shinigami, but okay.
Oh, God.
Like, I was so freaking confused. But first of all, that was bad. I might not agree with what Stream does in some of their translations, but that was brilliant. I'll give them that. I mean, there's really not much aside from the fact that Ye no Lie. Actually, another thing, I was kind of glad that his power wasn't as OP as I thought it would be. I mean, is it OP? Yeah, but not to the crazy extent so far. Fingers crossed.
I mean, it can be defeated. Namaya took it down pretty easily because he was too fast for Gerard to react before he killed him.
Yeah, I think that's
So-
probably like the weakness. Like, it can't do anything with injuries that kill him too quickly
Yeah.
before he can react to anything.
Or maybe even things that he doesn't see coming. Like,
But I mean, it's not as immediately overpowered, fingers crossed, as I thought it would be. Like, I thought, oh, it's gonna be something that's affecting probability. Or when I saw that what Byakuya did to him, I'm like, oh god, it's gonna be like resurrection or some bull crap like that. Or also, another thing I'd like to point out is when I first saw his boot, the first thing I went to was, oh god, is he the left foot of the Soul King or something? That's like the first thing that came to my mind when that happened.
Me too.
No, that's probably one of the funniest panels I've seen in a long time. Just the Shinigami walking and then boot, giant boot, bigger boot.
Renji's face just makes that whole thing complete.
Because it's like he was just like kicking up. It's just out of nowhere. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
The fact that I don't think Byakuya and Shinji are even reacting to it.
Yeah,
like, Renji just looks scared out of his mind, and Byakuya and Shinji are like, eh.
Byakuya
Seen worse.
Yeah. Byakuya has seen Yami and is like million centipede legs or something.
Yeah, don't make me angry. I'll get bigger. I'll get bigger. Yeah, he's seen
And,
it.
no, Byakuya has seen a gay pumpkin in the form of Zamari. I think he's seen it all at this point.
He's
All right.
seen Pepe. I think that's
Yeah, he's seen Pepe too, and he was straight faced, but I think he was screaming on the inside.
oh, God.
Oh.
I mean, wouldn't you?
No, I. Yes, I would scream on the inside. Then I'd use whatever attack I had that could obliterate someone from existence, so I could try to erase that from my mind. And then I'd kill myself just from watching that. But you know, oh God.
That's pretty much all I got.
Okay.
Also, hashtag poor Momo.
Poor Renji and Rukia too. They got literally defeated by getting blown away. Oh God.
Well, he was apparently thinking about pandas being silly.
Yeah, and you know we all know how much power that gives your breath.
I know. Maybe they've brought out a new chappie that's a panda.
Or maybe, you know, come to think of it, Gerard's face kind of does look like a panda now. With those markings.
They're not threes. They're M's, clearly.
Oh, fuck him.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I hate the word
I'm
obvious.
just gonna put it out there that is my freaking pet peeve. If you want to make an argument, don't put the word obviously in there, because it just kills everything you're trying to say and makes you sound pompous. Just
Obviously, in my opinion.
Obviously, in my opinion. Obviously, from where I can see it.
Or what's the other pet peeve? Just doing what we're all thinking.
Oh, I didn't know we had
Sucker hurry
telepaths on Wiki.
Right.
Yeah. That's pretty much all.
Now you go.
Well, first of all, I love Byakuya, so I love it. It was awesome. It was true Byakuya style. It was sexual. It was awesome.
It was sexual?
Yeah, it was awesome. I say sexual when I mean awesome. But it was just brilliant. It was just amazing. It was just like you said, you're going, oh, I'm going to blah 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 blah, talk you through my abilities, and he's like, no, it is fuck up. I don't care. In the face. Take that down your throat, deep throat, bitch. And then
excuse me, son.
What?
Excuse me.
Okay, deep eye sockets, is that better?
Back up. First you say sexual means awesome, now you're talking about Gerard deep throating something.
Well, he was slammed in the face with a lot of things, you know, he was gang raped. Gang bang. But yeah, no, it was awesome. But Momo was not happy. She was kind of gonna be sick. And then a couple of pages later he was stopping on her. But I kinda like that Shinji was kinda reaching out for her. It's like, oh no, Momo, I love you. Well, he wasn't really doing it like that, but you know what I mean. He was doing it on a, I care for you, you are my lieutenant, come hither. Whereas if it had been Aizen, I'd be like, shall I let him die? What to do? But yeah, no, I like chapter bar. I'm just not a fan of, oh, I'm just gonna do everything. Everything you do to me is just gonna make me either stronger or whatever. So, I'm just not a fan of that, but it's better than flamingos. So, yeah. Byakuya, yay. Momo, yay. Shinji, whoops. And, because I love Shinji's face, you know, just as he's about to squash, it's like, oh fuck.
Flamingos are very silly birds.
I thought you were going to say very sexual.
Gone sexual!
And I'm pink. But yeah, so, yeah, but, damn. Just didn't want everyone to be taken out so fast, but hey, we don't know what's going to happen next chapter. It's probably just going to be someone coming up going, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Yeah. I know, because the reason I actually like watching Byakuya fight, whenever he struggles, he kind of comes back and kind of does something new and stuff, or something different. And then it's like, this one, not so much this arc. That's what it kind of does annoy me, but he's still awesome, so it's fine. I forgive him. I have a really sore ear. But yeah, sorry, I can't really talk for it. Oh, no. I have nothing else to say.
Oh, no.
I can't remember. I'm very tired.
Sunzi, everyone.
Yeah. It's
Alright.
10 to 2,
And
okay? We're
now
supposed to keep it
Sal.
short.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Dun 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 bum bum.
Um,
Dun dun dun. Sorry.
Obviously, Byakuya basically acting like normal for once. I'm happy that Kubo finally realized that, maybe it'd probably be good if, I wrote my characters acting like I've written them for the past 10, 12 years. Instead of being
Salt.
like these fucking dumbasses as soon as this arc started.
I know. Don't we remember
Just
what happened when,
salt.
when Rukia almost died and Harkami was there, and then it was like, I know, I'm so scared that Rukia's gonna die.
What?
Sorry, that was the start of the arc, Byakuya. That was my impersonation of Byakuya. At the
Oh,
start of the arc.
Wait, you mean when
When
was...
no, right, Samari almost killed Rukia, and he quite calmly was like, boom, sorted it, let's get on.
Oh, so you mean when after he was actually infected with fear by someone whose main power is
Shut your
infecting
face,
people with unreasonable fear.
It doesn't matter if you're infected with fear. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the
realization that something's more important than it.
Yeah,
Thank
later
you, my
on he
love.
managed to
Sorry.
overcome it, but like back then he was losing his shit because he was infected with fear.
And we're supposed to accept that for Byakuya Kuchiki, yeah.
Yes, for that one instance.
This is the man who's watched his wife die.
He literally got over it in the same arc. Like, he came back and he's like, I'm looking at you, I don't feel fear.
What would have made more sense is if Aztec would use his power and Byakuya was like, really?
Really? I see my wife die, bitch.
Because,
this ain't nothing.
Let's be realistic about it, though. When you think of, Byakuya as a character, you would think there's a person who has pretty much been through it all, and he pretty much, overcame and dealt with all the shit that he would have to deal with as far as being a warrior is concerned, because that's just the type of guy he is. If it was anybody else, you could probably make that argument, but with him, it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, he was pretty much fine.
At the same time, that was supposed to be like the lead up to his death, with him like really expressing.
Oh god, if he had died, I would have.
It's pretty clear he was supposed to, and then Kubo had to bring him back. As
no, he wasn't. Yes. He didn't even die. It was like 2 chapters later. It was like, oh, he's in a coma.
Wait. He had a beautiful death scene written, and then he's like, wait, oh, he's in a coma.
So sick and tired of that fucking argument, because nobody can sit here and make it because his ass is still alive. Just because, it looked like he was dead, or he got blasted and thing, or he made this speech and stuff like that. The fact of the matter is that after everything was said and done, he was freaking in critical condition. He wasn't dead. So nobody can make the argument that, he was supposed to die and Kubo caved to daggone pressure from, fans and stuff like that. That's bullshit, because he's never done it.
I'm gonna make the argument so I believe.
I mean, I believe Byakuya believes he was dying. Byakuya believes he was dying. Yeah, fine.
What I don't get is anybody would make the insinuation that daggone Kubo changed something because of fan pressure when there was so much other shit he could have changed.
What I probably argue that he changed the fan pressure was
If you can believe that he would daggone be Byakuya back and stuff like that because of fan pressure, then Yokira will be walking around and not Grimjaw.
That doesn't even make any sense. That's true. I know. I mean, argument makes no sense. Or he may got a bit of dust and kind of rejected everything. Sorry.
I don't know. Maybe because it's the last, or maybe because he has a Twitter presence now. He didn't have one back in 2008 or whatever the fuck Ukura died.
I thought he just quit Twitter.
He quit Twitter. No, back when Byakuya that was happening with Byakuya Twitter, and that's when people were ranting at him about.
But I mean, if it had been like chapters and chapters and chapters down the line, fine. But it was pretty soon after that it was like, he's in critical condition. It wasn't,
First of all, I think the worst daggone representation of online presence that Kubo had was recently when other people were telling him he needs to die and shit like that and stuff like that because of this arc. and stuff like that. So I think that would be a little bit more pressure than, Byakuya's dead. You should keep him alive. Like I don't.
I wouldn't be
Byakuya is
surprised
dead,
if
you
he,
should
if he
go
was getting
down.
death threats for killing Byakuya. People were saying death threats to Kishimoto for pairing up people in Naruto. Like shit,
He
people are
was?
stupid. Yeah, he was getting death threats for how the series ended with people marrying each other. Like
No,
people
how
are
dare people
stupid.
grow up and do adulty things and like continue
Yeah,
their ninja
Yeah,
line.
no, fangirls are
Oh.
stupid. What I'm saying is, if you don't want to believe that he was going to die, sure, but that's how I see it. All
But he
right.
didn't. That's the thing.
I'm saying he was about to. Then Kubo was like, "Well, gotta fix this." So he's like, "Oh, he's in a coma." Even though he had this great like death scene with him crying over Byakuya, or like over how he couldn't protect Soul Society, how he had to ask each other for help for the
But he
first time in his
does
fucking
that.
life.
But he does that.
Oh no! How dare he develop a character? Oh no!
I'm sorry, death isn't development. Death
No,
is
it's
death.
not.
Death is ending a
And I don't
character.
understand why
Before
anybody
he
ever.
was dying, when he was
I don't
crying
understand
his
why
eyes out,
anybody tries to
Oh,
make it
it's
seem
fine.
that
That was nice that he
either
thought he was dying. Fine, but I mean, you
he
could
thought
still
it,
talk.
but it didn't
Yeah,
happen. That's the point.
he thought
I
it.
know
Yeah.
it didn't happen. Shut the fuck up. Oh my
But
god.
what
I'm
I've said
saying
is
it's
that
about
Kubo
to
is
happen.
doing okay.
Maxwell said it. That's what we're gonna get because no one else
Yeah,
says
okay,
in a
right.
series.
But
It's
what
dead and it
what
doesn't happen.
What exactly is Hashwolf an authority on?
what I'm saying is
I
that
don't
how
know,
many
Sally.
times did
Tell me
Rookie right
character.
Rookie
When
and
else
Wiggle
when
and
someone said, "Oh, he's dead,"
oh
and then he came back?
Mr. Poopy
Tell me.
Computer shush. Second, Kubo does this. He did it with Sato and he did it with Rookie and Wiggle Mundo. Their things disappeared and it was like shit. Are they dead? And we didn't know for chapters on
They
end.
said the
Byakuya,
Ryatsu imperial. They didn't say
but
they were
but
dead. They said the Ryatsu dwindles the they
which
couldn't
is
detect
what
it.
Haswell said. He said or is Ryatsu's
No,
disappeared.
he said Byakuya Kuchiki has died. Outright said died.
Did he not say it disappeared so he's died?
No,
I'm pretty sure.
he said Byakuya Kuchiki is dead.
Yeah, well he doesn't know Byakuya though. He's not a doctor. Is he a doctor?
There's a
Oh, you're roboting. You're roboting. Stop loading. I told you to put your finger down. Put your finger down. We didn't even hear anything you said there. Finger down. Away. Your Skype is worse than usual. Stop it. Is everyone else dead now? Okay.
Anyway,
So, you enjoyed that Byakuya was acting in character. Continue.
yeah, so I was enjoying that he was finally like acting in character with the double
Feeling
tap
himself
there.
again.
Like, and the funny thing is, like, you can see the various change here because it's like if he had been doing that the entire daggone arc from point A to point B, from where we're at now and stuff like that, then I don't think there could be any argument that the arc would have been a lot better for it, because so far, this is more. I'm not really going to sit there and put it on the characters. I'm gonna put it the criticism obviously where it belongs and the person creating it and stuff like that. And I've said this before. I don't necessarily know exactly where Kubo is going with this arc because, there's a lot of things that just do not flow together. They don't make sense. For the last arc, fights that should happen, regardless of whether you're talking about only a chapter or 2 chapters and stuff like that, we don't see, or characters moving in and moving out of focus as far as the story is concerned and stuff like that, when if anything else you probably should be wrapping their position in the story up. And I've been keeping track of that. Komamura did his thing. His story is basically wrapped up. Why there wasn't an indication of throwing Iba in there or whatever, so that you can get Iba out of the way and stuff like that. Somebody has to talk about him anymore. But
He has a new pet puppy. He has a new doggy.
He didn't even do that. So much so it was like, oh, I'm here for you, Captain, regardless. Then you have the progression here, and then of course, I understand that you're supposed to be having these high level battles at this point. But my thing is like it kind of doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. Tell me what you think about it, because when you have the elite guard here, Sternritter and stuff like that, and everybody's supposed to be fighting against them, it kind of doesn't make any sense, because if they're as powerful as they are supposed to be, then why would the regular rank and file to go to 13 be able to even take them out? That should have been the premise, the whole premise behind using the Royal Guard.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of got like thrown to the side. We didn't even see, what they were supposed to be doing for the most part. Besides, Ichibe. I mean, besides Ichibe's, capabilities, and of course, Uetsu's awesome swordsman skills and stuff like that. And it kind of seemed like
Still's hung
a
up.
really disappointed, a really disappointing way to articulate the story, because you entirely miss, huge sections of basically at this point in time, the fight should be,
The higher level.
the higher up level ones, because what exactly are the lower ones going to do? Or if in any case, leave it up to the higher level ones to do the killing blow. I mean, you could still have the go 13 or whatever here and stuff like that. Maybe they jump in, maybe they can't get the job done because of whatever reason, and then you have the higher one step in and do handle it. But everything seems to be a natural progression to like find a way to just totally to put somebody out there, but then totally cop out. Like for instance, I think I've seen people on the blogs mention this about the Shunsui thing. They don't really understand exactly how you wait forever to see Shunsui's Bankai. What you get is not really a terribly concrete explanation about exactly what it's doing. You don't really get a correlation between what the Bankai does and the Shikai, and
He doesn't
then
even win in the end.
and he doesn't even win in the end. And then of course the Bankai's capabilities, while somewhat versatile, they seem somewhat limited. And is that all it can do? Because it seems to be more versatile in Shikai than Bankai. Because is it running off of a story? And if it is, then is it capable of doing more than one? He could at least said that or something like that. Like it's kind of odd. And then it didn't even do the trick. And then of course, somebody complained about the Deus Ex Machina type of thing, because all of a sudden, Nanao has the exact thing that can defeat Lie, and then when he is supposed to be defeated by a reflection of his own power, his ass is still fucking alive. Like, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. And then the whole thing about the Volstand dig or whatever. Okay, it's one thing if he has X-axis and he can turn intangible. It's another thing if he uses the Volstand dig and he's even more powerful, and you have to fight him in that thing, and you have to come up with a way to defeat him. Whatever. It's an entirely separate thing for you to have defeated him at what is supposed to be his most powerful, and then he comes back with another form and has abilities that doesn't even correlate to what his initial powers were. Like, all of this is not making any sense. So then you have what's his name? The current guy that he's Gerard with the miracle, and I'm hoping against hope that this is another, not another Lie remix, and what I see more often now, I don't know whether or not if they messed up on the translation. What I do know is there is an influx of people who at the same time were sick and tired of Lie. There's an influx of people who more than likely want his powers to be daggone, more than what they are, because they find it too daggone boring. But then these are the same people that were mad that Lie's powers were daggone too overpowered and made no sense. So, it seems like at this point, because Kubo's going completely off the reservation, nobody knows exactly what they want. He sat there and says, "Oh, I can turn the damage I've taken and convert it to what you see standing before you, this God size." So then, okay, what I would take from that is, oh, he gets damage. He can convert that level of damage or whatever, that allows him to grow in proportion to the amount of damage that he gets. Now, the fact that if you say he keeps converting that damage, that makes him likely impossible to beat unless you give him damage that he can't convert or something like that, which would have to be a significant amount. But
Oh,
if
like
that's the
Sebastian
case,
Shaw.
yeah, but if that's the case, then that means he would keep on growing and growing and growing, and then what point, what purpose would that serve?
At what point
So,
does the actual thing fall from the sky?
but if you read on, he says, he has to give it to, the Go to 13. They left an impression. All the captain level fighters were capable of inflicting a level of damage on his body and using his conversion. This is the first time he's ever been able to become something this gigantic.
And yet he was fighting
So
the Royal Guard.
yeah, so say his power is conversion, then the the then okay, you can say his power is conversion. Maybe he cannot just convert damage. Maybe he convert something else. You can make that. You can make that argument. Will find out. But it seems that he's saying that the ultimate, in result of that conversion is him growing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he seems to insinuate on in at least 2 times about talking about this, when he explains it, and then again when he keeps on talking and stuff like that. So I mean that right there is fine enough for me. I don't need him doing any daggone thing else. If he wants to daggone bring out a ball stand dig, that's fine, but don't go somewhere completely left field and stuff like that, and that doesn't make any sense with what you were initially doing, and then expect me to say, yeah, that makes sense because I want a good fight, because that's not going to be a good fight. I mean, at this point, if you're going to complain about how boring it, his power is and how it's a copy of Yami's and stuff like that, which it is in a way. If you're going to complain about how boring it is and stuff like that, well, and that he should be able to do more, what would the point be? You just saw him daggone freaking pretty much knock every daggone body out.
Oh no, I think it's overpowered. I think those kind of powers are overpowered, but honestly, yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't think that this result, because I mean, even Yami couldn't stand up to Simbanza Kura Kageyoshi, so and this guy, pretty much swatted it away like it was nothing. So
Yeah.
I don't know what more could somebody really want out of that situation. I just don't really, understand the argument people are making and stuff like that, because, there's more of an influx of them wanting, to be.
Yeah, no, I hope if there is more that it just keeps in line with what his actual powers are at the minute, rather than, oh no, now I can be a butterfly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it, goes completely like left field or whatever. So yeah, there's some inherent, and I understand a lot of people's issues with this arc, because there's just inherent flaws that are being presented here, and one of them is the characterizations. You have characters, and I've said this from jump, you have characters who, from the onset of this arc, who have not been acting like themselves. The whole, oh, let's all give up our Bankai. Like, why would you do that? That didn't even make any sense. I mean, even to test out the theory of what could possibly happen,
Have
you
4 of our Bankai.
Yeah, you don't know what the intent, you don't know what could happen. You don't know what a thing is and stuff like that. So why would you use 4 of your, top captains as guinea pigs? And then only for that very focal point of the story to be totally washed away like it's nothing and stuff like that, because it's a non-factor, and even if you hadn't used it, you still would be exactly where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like it kind of really just doesn't make any sense, because even after they had gotten their Bankai back, it's not like they, progressively defeated anybody with it right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
It took some doing, and it would have been an even more epic match had it been actually, Hitsugaya versus Basby, as opposed to Hitsugaya versus Kangdu, who no one freaking cares about. And,
He might be alive. He might be alive.
Oh yeah, him and Shaz, because they're so important to the story. They're literally, the embodiment of everything that's important to the story. So
Yeah.
That's that's first and foremost on anybody's radar of how to gauge whether this is the story is worth your
Yes.
time.
Especially when you look at the ones they actually kept around to bring up to the bloody Soul King pals, they lasted all of 5 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go over here on our own, even though we know how powerful these guys are. Oh dear, that didn't work. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. Alright, so either Sil died or he huffed. I don't know what he did there. He's still online, but I don't know. So, but yeah, so well, if you don't argue and debate about things, then you don't enjoy them, or if you don't care about them, you won't argue about them. So yeah. But yeah, so has anyone got anything else to add, or do you have anything to say future about what Sal just said, or?
Nah, I mean, nah, not really.
Not really. Just no flamingos.
Just, just yeah, no more lawn ornaments for a while, please.
No Mio and Juliet's coming on. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really ill, so I can't really stick around for much of a chat today, as usual. Um, but yeah, so if you enjoyed it, subscribe. Sorry, guys. I know we're not very talkative today. I guess the argument. Oh well, arguments are arguments. It's fine. But yeah, so I personally agree that he wasn't supposed to die. He's my Byakuya. No one ever has him die. But yeah, so yeah, so we'll see it next week. And I'm sorry that I'm really ill. I don't even know when I'm gonna get this up because yeah, I'm gonna be so busy. But yeah, ciao, ciaos.
Ciao, ciao.
Eh.